What's going on, guys? You already know it's your boy Ezel, and this is my wife.
Yelsa.
And welcome to our reaction channel, the
Ezels
Ezels React. Now, today, we're checking out this new joint from Will Smith.
Yes.
Okay. Will, you already know, he had a little situation earlier this year. It's died down, and so this is what I know to be his first
movie since
then. So let's go ahead and jump into this and see what we got going on. It's called Emancipation, and you definitely want to stay tuned because we're gonna let you know what we think about this afterwards. So stay tuned, stay locked in, hit that like button while you're at it. All right, let's go. Let's see what we got going on here. Will. Oh, Apple's getting into the films? Or they already been into the films?
I feel like they already been in it.
Okay, but Apple TV though.
I heard it myself.
And
Oh, the driver? Okay.
Slaves are free. Is that so? Lincoln.
oh wow, true story. Okay.
We must get to Lincoln's army. 5 days. Through this one. There are many ways to die in a swamp. There are many ways to die here. I will not be afraid. What can a mere man do to me? Follow the sound of Lincoln's cannons. My family is with me forever. I will look in triumph at my enemies.
So, I know what you're gonna say. You don't like Snave.
What is a slave? Okay. Yes,
You
yes,
don't
you're
like
right.
slave
You're right. You're right. It's not just me. We are tired of slave movies. Like when I say tired, black people are tired. Why? Why? We're tired. We don't want to see any more slave movies. But then you say, aha, we got you. We got Will Smith in one. Okay, I'll watch it because it's got Will Smith in it. Because I would have never thought Will Smith would do a movie like this. I don't know.
It makes sense, okay?
It's another story from that time period that needs to be told. But here's the catch. It's already been told in a book. It was documented. And now they're turning it into it's a movie now. As black people, we have there's a lot more history. Actually, in America, it almost seems as if our history begins with slavery.
Yeah, that's what they always
And it
want
doesn't.
to show
It's kind of like you get up in the morning, you walk to work, on your way to work, a car almost hits you, a dog bites you, all these kind of things, and then you get to work. But the story, the way they portray it is they keep running over the part where you were bit by a dog. No. What about me leaving my house, which was a multi-million-dollar house that I got because I'm a prince or a king or just my extravagant life? Why are you focusing on these bad things that happen along the way? And that's kind of like what it seems like with, it's not seems like, that's what's been happening, is our history is so massive. They never talk about the Moors or the time period or Mansa Musa or any of the great, even maybe modern day Egyptian movies, which would be a breath of fresh air, right? But we keep focusing on the slave stuff, and it's just like, bro, We's diets. Okay, we don't want to see. Okay, yes, we know it. We know it. And that's history. But how many different ways do you fry the same bologna? I'm literally thinking about what this movie is doing. So look, guys, I don't want to make this long. This is kind of turned into a podcast, but my stance on this movie, just to sum it up, is even though it's got Will Smith in it, I don't want to see another slave movie. I don't. My people being from Tuskegee, okay, I have enough Black history, okay, from that time period. Like, a lot of stories. I could talk about that all day. What we need to see as Black people, what we need to see more of, I would say this: Wakanda, Black Panther. Even though it's a Marvel movie, even though it was not necessarily created, even though it was not necessarily created by Black people, it still had a positive effect on Black people. Seeing a Black superhero, big budget film, it's great. Okay, no more slave movies. If we're going at, like, not just because we know enough about it and because of the psychological effect that could damage the community, we need to know about that, yes, and we need to be educated on that. But how many films do we need to see on it? And if we're going to see a different film on slavery, it should come from a different angle, right? Like, there are certain stories in that time period where it was like, no, you need to hear this particular story because it was different from, and this
would
might
that make people
this
mad?
might be that story. I don't know. This might be that story.
Would that make people
Yes, it's
mad?
gonna make people
I'm
mad.
only thinking about what just came out recently, The Woman King. That's from a different angle, and a lot of people are very
we haven't
upset
seen The
about
Woman
that.
King yet, and we're gonna talk about that one. We're actually gonna do a discussion on that. So you definitely want to stay tuned, subscribe. We're gonna do like a review after we watch it. But yes, like The Woman King, that's what I'm talking about, like from a different perspective. So The Woman King may have needed to be done. It may, because of that story. We need to know this is the tribe that's responsible for 90% of us being over here. It was them, right? Now, how they flipped that, turned it, I don't know. But my stance on it, once again, is enough of this. We were more than that. When we don't go back enough and talk about the Moors, once again, we don't talk about, surprisingly enough, Egypt. We don't talk about, there's a lot of different aspects of greatness that came from Africa, the culture, and we focus on one of the worst time periods of just, and we just keep beating the dead horse. We already have a collection. And I'm not saying to stop completely doing slave movies. What I'm saying is maybe do one every 10. we've got there's no need to do another slave movie for another 10 years. We've got this massive library. They put out a slave movie like every year?
Okay. Yeah.
So
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. There's nothing more to say about this. This is like beating a dead horse, talking about this over and over again, rather than creating stuff that we want to see Black people in.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought you were saying we on this podcast. Me, see, it's like a podcast. Us on this Emancipation official teaser is like beating a dead horse. That's what I thought you were saying. But look, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up right now. Make sure you hit that like button. Let us know, what do you guys think? Are you guys tired of slave movies? I guess I'm talking to if you're Black. If you're Black, are you tired of slave movies? If you're of another race, what do you guys think? Are you educating yourselves on this? Did you watch any slave movies before and you were like, oh my God, I didn't know that this happened. I heard about it, but I didn't know it was this bad. And are you curious about what I'm telling you about our culture and how there was more than that, what we were doing before slavery and how great it was, and what was going on then. Are you curious? You should be curious to know. You would be surprised. You would be absolutely, your mind would be at, what? Why are we focused so much on slavery? If this is what you guys were doing before, let us know in the comment section down below. And consider subscribing if you're feeling the vibe here. And guess what, guys? We'll see you on the next video. Peace.